What would you do in this situation as a cop? Did in the start of the video. Wait, is this like the training thing? Let's see. Press 1 if first day on the job, they're going to have me trying to catch a serial killer, chat. One of the most notorious serial killers. Isn't this like one of the most notorious serial killers in American history? Really? They're not going to make me do traffic for the Saints game or, you know what I mean? I don't know, because New Orleans has a lot of flooding. They're not going to make me do traffic control, or they're going to have me trying to catch a serial killer. They're throwing me right into the deep end, chat, like freaking Leon Kennedy in Resident Evil 2. His first day on the job is the Raccoon City zombie outbreak. I would not want to do that, by the way. Okay.
Bob Hayward, a highway patrol officer from Salt Lake City, sits in his car in front of his house on Hogan Street. He's just finishing his shift when a tan Volkswagen Beetle passes by with its lights turned off. Hayward knows his neighborhood and realizes this car is most likely not from here. The officer goes on and checks.
It's already a little sussy, chat. It's already a little sussy. Let me think. I'm outside my house. Car in my neighborhood drives by. I know it's not from the neighborhood. I wonder if it has the state tags or not.
Volkswagen Beetle parks right in front of his neighbor's house. The owners are not home.
Oh.
Only their 17 and 19-year-old daughters, alone.
Monka S! Yeah, this is Monka Dog. Monka Dog. Only their 2 teenage daughters.
He turns on his brights to read the license plate. This startles the driver, and he speeds away. Hayward chases him. The driver blows past one and then another stop sign. Hayward has no intention of letting the man escape. A few minutes later, the Beetle finally stops at an abandoned gas station. A man gets out of his vehicle with his hands up. He wears blue jeans, a black turtleneck, and tennis shoes. He has shoulder-long dark hair and smells of weed. Hayward points his gun at him. The man says he's a law student and was at the local drive-in watching Towering Inferno.
Okay, I'm not buying this. Also, I just want to, what's it called? I just want to say that people like Dolan be like, "How why do you have your gun out, Cap? Why do you have your gun out?" Do you guys, let's just, not to go on a tangent, do you guys think that it's correct for this officer to have his gun drawn, chat? Because I feel like that answers the question, are you woke or not? If you're like, why does he have his gun out, Cap? Like, you're woke. I don't need to hear anything from you. But if you think it's like, yeah, I think it's appropriate. Because, like, I was pursuing you. You failed to stop. You ran through two stop signs. You damn right I'm gonna have my gun out. Like, ain't nobody trying to hear that you was at some movie, whatever. Considering who well, no, you don't know who the person is yet. Yeah, you haven't identified this person. You just know what they've done. Like, they were suspicious. You turned on your lights. They sped away. But then they ran through stop signs. Like, all right, you're supposed to just pull over. So yeah, I'd have my gun out. No, I'm not saying you shoot him. Like, I'm calling for backup. Like, I don't have a partner. Like, I don't know how dangerous this person is. So I'm calling for backup.
He got lost on his way home.
We don't know. He's already not. The second a cop turns their light on and you don't pull over, you're not complying. Like, if you try to evade, like, you've already committed a crime. You know what I mean? So, like, you've already kind of ratcheted up the tension.
Problem is that Hayward drove by the theater earlier. Towering Inferno was not being shown that night.
Monka!
The officer checks the man's car and sees something very strange.
Oh.
The passenger seat is missing. In its place is an open bag with multiple very strange items.
Hold on. I gotta move. I'm sorry. Press 1 if he's just looking for a sexy time, chat. He's just looking for a sexy time. He's trying to get his freak on. Yeah, I gotta be honest. I'm calling him backup. This might be the problem with Nola. Nola might be like, all right, backup's coming in 45 minutes. And I'm like, what the fuck? I need backup now. Like, pull someone off the street. I need someone now. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I think I got a fucking serial killer here.
A ski mask, a crowbar, an ice pick, a box of trash bags, gloves, a pantyhose, rope, and some wire. In the trunk, Hayward also discovers a pair of handcuffs.
I'm going to arrest you tonight for evading an officer, mister. But I intend to ask the county attorney for a complaint against you for possession of burglary tools.
Back at the police station, the man gets registered and photographed.
Cool.
While he had the necessary...
Can I get a clap in the chat? Hey. If it was always that easy. The guy didn't fight, because usually, you got to put him, like, they try to hit you, and then now you got to fight him. Now you got to fight him, chat. Now you got to fight him. Now you're fighting for it. It's like, okay, that's the hard part. The hard part is, like, not getting the person to pull over, not getting them to get out the car. The hard part is physically getting them in the cuffs, because at that part, someone's going to try to fight you on the street. Now, if you have a partner, it's easy, because if you fight us, we're going to fuck you up. It's two of us, one of you. We can tase your ass. We can, spray you, whatever. But when it's one-on-one, it's a little more hard.
Tools, there was no burglary to directly link them to.
Aww.
But without any evidence, he is free to leave the station on bail. Bob Hayward is suspicious. He's convinced that the man wanted to break into his neighbor's house with those two girls inside. Though it was only much later that Hayward would realize the man he arrested that night was none other than America's most infamous killer, Ted Bundy. And it will take a lot more to finally catch him.
He's not a wild...
You know what? I think that's the bad part of the job. Like, maybe that's why the person doesn't fight you. Because they're like, well, there's only so much you can hold me on. You can't send me to prison on this. You can send me to jail for a day or two, but like, you don't have proof of any crime other than just, running from the cops, which I can just say, well, I didn't see you. Dude, press 1 if justice system sucks. We should give that guy death by volcano. Don't run from the cops. Otherwise, you get death by volcano. Seriously, I'd do that. That's up to the... I know, that's what I'm saying. It's like, as the cop, like, I did... Then he goes out and murders someone, and people are like, what are the cops doing? It's like, I did my job. That's the judge. Like, what do you want from me? I caught the suspect. I arrested him. I brought him back, and we put him before a judge. And the judge let him out. Like, what do you want?
Beast to look at or to hear.
Her viciously biting her.
He was thoughtful, charismatic.
And clubbing her to death.
He was quite personable.
Chat, is this so okay, I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna keep stopping. Is this the serial killer that Netflix show was about? The one that everybody was posting the memes last year? Or was that a different guy? Because I haven't seen them, but I just know that those memes were blowing up. Was that Ted Bundy or was that a different guy? No, wait, maybe that was that Jeffrey Dahmer? All these freaking different guy. Y'all don't remember the Netflix one from like last year where he was telling the women that they had to like watch some TV thing and then they could leave and then he would kill them? That was a different guy? Okay. I thought that guy was famous too, right? He was like a super famous serial killer as well. Yeah, I think maybe that was Jeffrey Dahmer. Okay. Jeffrey Dawson. There's no Dawson. This video is overdoing it a bit. I'm gonna just say one more thing, chat. Are you guys all glad? This is like one of the one good things about like generations moving forward. Are you guys glad that like serial killers, I don't want to say aren't a thing, but it's not like the 70s and the 80s and the 60s, chat. Like back then, I feel like every decade just had like a crazy wild serial killer who was just like killing women. Like that's not really a thing anymore, right? Or at least not a thing you hear about, but like, yeah, in the 70s and 60s, chat, like that was, Son of Sam and stuff like that. That was like a thing. It was trendy.
The 70s and 80s are the era of serial killers in the U.S.
See, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying, chat. The 70s and the 80s were like, it was like serial killing was like trendy. You know what I mean? Like that's not a thing anymore. Or at least it's not, not like it is now, but like in the 80s and the 70s, chat, serial killing was like trendy. You know what I mean? Like it was like the thing to do.
Jeffrey Dahmer, John Wayne Gacy.
That's the guy. That's the guy, chat. Hold on.
80s are the era of serial killers in the U.S. Jeffrey Dahmer.
Him. I think the Netflix show is about this guy right here. He's the guy that I was talking about. I'm pretty sure Jeffrey Dahmer is the one that I was talking about.
John Wayne Gacy, Charles Manson.
Okay, I remember.
But one of them stands out. Ted Bundy. He's handsome, articulate, likable, even.
Well, I'm sure it works, and you've got to have faith it'll work, or else you'd be reduced to some kind of,
holy shit,
mumbling.
Dude, he looks like a politician, does he not? Chad, if I told you guys that this was the senator for Arkansas, or let's go. If I told you guys this was the senator of Nevada, wouldn't you believe? I'd be like, yeah, he looks like the. Or if I told you that this was the Republican, candidate for the general election of 1980, you'd be like, yeah, I believe it. Like, this dude looks like a politician. Clean shaven. Yeah, he's handsome. Like, this is a serial killer, really?
Idiot.
That's
Theodore
wild.
Robert Bundy was born on November 24th, 1946. He's a smart boy and grows up in a relatively normal working-class family.
I know about this.
I grew up in a wonderful home with two dedicated and loving parents, one of 5 brothers and sisters. A home where we as children were the focus of my parents' lives, where we regularly attended church, 2 Christian parents who did not drink, they did not smoke, there was no gambling, there was no physical abuse or fighting in the home, but it was a fine, solid Christian home.
But not everything is all right with Ted.
This is terrifying, chat. This is terrifying. This guy just said he grew up in a Christian home, 2 parents who completely focused all their attention on their kids. No fighting, no drinking, no gambling, no smoking. There was literally no vices in the home. No bad influences at all in his childhood. And he was just just went off the deep end. Like, that's crazy, chat. People always say it's the parents. Like, nah, bro. His parents were like perfect. And they focused completely on their children. That's scary.
From as early of an age as 3 years old, he does strange things.
Uh-oh.
When his aunt is sleeping, he arranges kitchen knives around her. When outside playing in the forest, he frequently takes apart mice. When swimming, he more than once tries to drown others. He never shows any signs of guilt.
What the hell?
For a few years...
Okay, I hate to say this, chat, because I'm usually not that type of person, but like... Doesn't it all... It seems like he has some sort of mental disorder, right? It seems like he's just incapable of the emotion of guilt, which tells you, like, what you're doing is bad. You know what I mean? I was right. It usually starts with strange interests like killing animals. It says that he tried to drown people. Like, I grew up in the pool, chat. Like, I used to swim all the time. I never tried to fucking drown anyone.
He and his mother live together with his grandparents.
Antisocial personalities. So there's a real term for it. Because that's what I'm like, that's kind of what it sounds like. It sounds like he didn't know the difference between right and wrong. Like, his brain just couldn't process that shit. Because that's generally what, like, remorse is. It means, like, you know what you did was wrong.
Family is religious, his grandfather a deacon. But the grandfather is also abusive and violent, a racist wife-beater and collector of violent porn.
Oh, there it is.
Despite all this, Bundy adores him and regularly peeks into his collection. Ted is intelligent and good-looking, but he is also very shy. A loner who is often bullied at school, he sometimes has serious outbursts of rage and does not quite fit in with the other kids his age.
Uh-oh.
During his first years at college, Ted is insecure and has almost no social life. A positive memory for him is when he buys a 1968 tan Volkswagen.
Okay.
Gives him a sense of freedom and independence. Over time, Ted Bundy builds the perfect mask. He appears as a confident and charming young man now, graduates in psychology, starts dating girls, and attends law school. But he doesn't care much about the law himself. As a teenager, Bundy had a lengthy history of theft. When he turned 18, it was wiped. but the desire to commit a crime grows and grows inside him.
Such a
On
Chad.
February 1st, 1974, Bundy breaks into a student's home, abducts, and kills his very first victim, Linda Ann Healy.
Damn. R.I.P. white girls.
Bundy's victims are always attractive young women.
Sorry. No, stop. Okay. He killed all these girls? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if this is 8 across 3 rows down, this is at least 24 girls. Wow, she's a short hair hottie too. R.I.P. Sheesh. Mid. All these girls are mid, Spy Fox. They're mid. Yeah, she's the short-haired hottie. Rest in peace.
Bundy's victims are always attractive young women. He approaches them in public places, faking an injury or disability and luring them to his car. When his charm and good looks convinces the women that he's no threat, he beats them unconscious.
What?
For the bodies, he has a place on the floor of his tan Volkswagen, right where the passenger seat used to be. He drives to a secluded location where he brutally rapes, strangles, and kills them, often not even stopping there. Every month, more and more women disappear, first in Washington, then in Utah. The public is afraid. The police are desperate. For a very long time, nobody has a clue who did all this or how to find them. Before Ted Bundy, the term serial killer simply did not exist in people's minds. His facade is always well maintained. He even briefly works for the Seattle Crime Commission and writes a rape prevention pamphlet for women.
Yo, does this eerily feel like... it almost feels like freaking Death Note, chat. Does it not? If like, I don't know, maybe it's just because like the Death Note's the only anime ever about a serial killer. But it's like almost got like Death Note vibes. You know what I mean? It'd have been even wilder if he became a police officer. That would, oh my god, that would have made this like the greatest story ever. That'd have blown my mind. No, most people didn't even see Light's face. I didn't mean exactly.
Bundy knows exactly how to not leave any evidence.
I just mean the vibes.
DNA tests were not yet invented, and even if the police would find something, departments at the time rarely shared information across state borders.
Wow.
But on November 8th, 1974, Ted Bundy makes a crucial mistake.
Ooh.
He leaves a witness.
Carol DeRoche. Hold me, chat. I'm scared.
If these murders had happened today, the hunt for Bundy might have ended much sooner. Fingerprint matching and other computing techniques have transformed police work over the last decades. Data science is relevant in countless fields today, and it's not magic. Brilliant can be a great first step to get your foot in the door.
This is an ad.
With Brilliant, you...
Yeah, this is an ad. Okay, hold on. But think about it, chat. Chat, is that why serial killing doesn't, like, it's not a thing anymore, chat? Like, is it that crime technology has gotten advanced enough to, like, catch people before they can, what's it called? Because I guess you'd have to be an actual genius. Because I'm like, yeah, what? If you think, I'm not saying I grew up, chat, in this generation, but, like, I just remember the, like, stories of Ted Bundy and Jeff Dahmer and stuff. It's still a thing. Yeah, but it's okay, but did you not hear what he said at the beginning of the video? In the 80s and in the 80s and 70s, chat, it was like the generation of serial killers. Like, there were tons of notorious ones. And I'm not talking about like syndicates, chat, like the Mexican cartel. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like single people, like one vato. Serial killer also got more support.
You learn by doing,
what is that?
Engaging with thousands of interactive lessons and everything Brilliant has to offer.
All right,
for free for a full 30 days. Scan this QR code
Stockton
or visit
serial
brilliant.org/fur
killer.
or click on the link in the
After
description.
the video, at least.
You'll also get 20% off an annual premium subscription.
Chapter 2, Two Escapes.
Carol DeRoche is 18 years old. She's driving her 1974 maroon Camaro onto the parking lot of a Sears mall.
Sheesh.
She parks under a light and walks into the building. Carol is looking for books and stands just outside of Walden's bookstore when a man approaches her.
It's easier?
He introduces himself as Officer Roseland from the Murray Police Department. He is polite and well-dressed. Someone was trying to break into your car, he says. Then asks the woman whether they should check if anything is missing. She agrees, and they both go back to the parking lot.
fakes the
Carol looks into her Camaro, but everything is there. The police officer tells her that the suspect is back at the police station. If she joins him, they could file a complaint. Carol smells a slight whiff of alcohol and starts feeling uneasy, but the officer shows her a badge and she agrees to come with him. They go to the officer's vehicle, but it's not a police car. It's a tan Volkswagen Beetle. Maybe he's undercover, Carol thinks. She feels a bit nervous, but gets into the car anyway. A few minutes later, the man stops the car at an elementary school. He suddenly grabs her arm and handcuffs her. Carol starts screaming when he pulls out a gun. Carol is terrified. Luckily, she realizes that her handcuffs aren't attached to anything, so she grabs the door and quickly jumps out of the car. The man chases after her and pulls out a crowbar. He hits the woman once, twice, but Carol holds up her arms in defense, fighting for her life. Another car is approaching. Carol manages to break loose, runs away, and jumps into the other car. She goes straight to the police and reports the man who introduced himself as Officer Roseland and his Volkswagen tan Beetle.
Bro. I'm like, how did she survive that? She's in handcuffs. He points a gun at her. I guess it's hard to point a gun and to drive. She jumped out the car. He starts beating her with a crowbar. Like, I was like, she's dead. Damn, chat. Damn. It's easier to be a serial killer before DNA and the internet. Okay. I thought you were saying the opposite. I'm like, how? Because that's my point. My point is like, yeah, chat. Back then it was like there's no DNA testing, there's no internet. They were saying that the police departments didn't even share information with each other because there was no emails. It was just all telephones. You know what I mean? Like,
Bob Hayward is so unsettled by the man he arrested. The next day he mentions him to his brother, Captain Pete Hayward, a homicide detective.
okay.
The detectives at the Salt Lake County Sheriff's Office immediately recognized the car. A year ago, a woman in Seattle reported suspicious behavior by her boyfriend. She saw an eyewitness drawing from a kidnapping that looked just like him. The woman's boyfriend also had a tan Volkswagen. 10 women have gone missing, and the man is on the list of suspects. The detectives start connecting the dots and invite Carol to a police lineup. 8 suspects in total are standing in line.
It's him, right, chat? It's him. But like, God, dude. You know what's weird, chat? Anytime you have a lineup, you always think, oh, it's easy, right? But you have to think, when people are, you have one memory, chat. You only have one single memory. That's it. It's not like you can keep replaying the memory, you know, on a loop or something like that. You know, things happen. It can be traumatic. Like, you can forget. And these are all white dudes with brown hair. I mean, this is obviously the most handsome of the white dudes. So maybe if you remember that, this guy's a little handsome, I guess. But maybe if you remember he's handsome, but like, I don't know. They all just look like generic white guys with bad hairlines. You know? Eyewitness testimony is super unreliable. And back then, that's all they had. All they had is eyewitness testimony. I mean, I guess you could ask, like, did he have tattoos? Because, I mean, this guy has like a distinct tattoo, and I don't know if Bundy did.
Including the man Bob Hayward arrested a few weeks ago. When Carol DeRanch sees
Have
them,
a good night.
she immediately identifies the fake officer.
Stream.
On March 1st, 1976, Bundy is sentenced to 15 years in prison for the attempted kidnapping of Carol DeRanch.
Oh, we got him.
The investigation picks up pace, and the police manage to connect him to another case, 23-year-old Karen Campbell. In October 1976, Bundy is sent to Colorado to stand trial again, this time for murder.
Okay.
If only his story ended here.
What? What? How is this story not over? He's been, like, they got him. How is this story not over? You're about to see.
In his second trial, Bundy decides to defend himself in court. He is a law student, after all.
Okay.
And a very confident one. For that, Bundy receives slightly more freedom from the judge than other prisoners. A typewriter, a desk, unlimited and untapped phone calls, and access to the law library in the courthouse. There he can move freely without shackles or handcuffs.
Really?
Bundy's trial is in full swing. During a recess, he goes to the library. His guard is in the hallway, smoking a cigarette. It is a sunny day. The sky is blue. And Ted Bundy jumps from a second-story window.
What?
Sunny day.
No
The sky
fucking
is blue,
way.
and Ted Bundy jumps from a second-story window.
White privilege is it, bro? Part of me thinks, chat, the old days were like so much cooler. You guys just don't. It's like security. What is that? Oh yeah, we got one cop outside smoking a cigarette. That's probably good enough, right? It's not like you could just climb out of this bitch or anything.
The fall is hard, but after landing, he immediately runs across the street, over a fence, and into an alleyway. From there, he sprints to a river, and from there, straight to the mountains.
And he's gone.
Bundy planned his escape for weeks, jumping from his bunk bed to strengthen his ankles, going through his exact...
What?
Bundy planned his escape for weeks, jumping from his bunk bed to strengthen his ankles, going through his exact escape route again and again, putting on a second layer of clothes under his courtroom outfit, practicing how fast he can change.
Oh my god, he's actually a fucking genius. This is even scarier. He's actually a genius.
From there, straight
He's
to
John Wick.
Bundy planned his escape for weeks, jumping from his bunk bed to strengthen his ankles.
I'm just gonna put this out there, chat. Encountering someone like him on the job is infinitely more scary to me, chat, than any just standard thug who like, I'm a gangster, man. Like, I'm not scared of you. You're fucking dumb. I'm scared of this guy. The guy who spends 5 months, the guy who has a law degree and spends 5 months, training his ankles so that he can jump from a second-story building. Like, this is the guy that I'm scared of, chat.
Going through his exact escape route again and again, putting on a second layer of clothes under his courtroom outfit, practicing how fast he can change, getting a haircut, shaving his beard. A woman rushes into the courthouse and informs a guard that she saw a man jumping from one of the windows. The guards immediately sweep the floor. From the moment Bundy leapt from the windows, it takes them 10 minutes to realize he's gone.
He's gone.
The police set up roadblocks. They send bloodhounds into the mountains and tell the residents to lock their doors. Radio stations and newspapers quickly cover the escape. 150 policemen are now hunting a killer on the loose.
Okay, that's a good response, chat.
Ted Bundy wanders through the mountains. He has nothing with him. No money, no food, no plan. Only a light shirt and his pants. And since he defended himself in court, a map of the area that was used in the trial. A whole day, he hikes up the grassy hills and by...
Why would he need that, chat? Like, I know no one thought like it was relevant at the time, and again, this is like the 70s or something. But like, why would he need? Why would he need that? Yeah, I also need a map of this whole fucking county. By the way, I'm gonna need that. Just like, wait, why you need that, Ted? Why I need it? It's fair. I'm my own lawyer. I need it. Like, what? Why'd we give him a map of the surrounding area, chat? Why? He's a super... I'm just saying, why did we give him the map? That just doesn't make... How is that related to the case at all? I'm just saying.
Nightfall manages to cross the Aspen Mountain. The next morning, however, is cold and rainy. So instead of wandering further south, he tracks back and finds a small cabin, where he stays for the night. On day 3, Bundy leaves the cabin, now better equipped. He has some food, warm clothes, and a rifle. On this day, the FBI joins the manhunt, bringing in helicopters.
Okay.
Despite the map, Bundy gets lost. When a rainstorm hits, he becomes even more disoriented. The cold is doing the rest. He eventually starts walking in circles and lands back at the cabin. There, he finds tracks of the search party. They're onto him. For 5 full days, Bundy is hiking through the hills. With his ankles swollen and his food running low, he finds himself back in Aspen. His only chance of escape is to find a car. At a golf course, he finally finds an old Cadillac with the keys inside. It's the morning of the 6th day of Bundy's escape. 2 police officers see a Cadillac zigzagging on the road. They stop the car, assuming it's a drunk driver. Instead, they find a sober but weak Ted Bundy. He lost over 20 pounds and barely managed to steer the car.
Dang.
His nose is wrapped in Band-Aid, and he wears glasses, but the officers easily recognize him. He is arrested only 2 blocks from where he jumped out of the window. Back in custody, Bundy now also faces charges for escape. He has to wear shackles and handcuffs when in court. It matters little to him. Almost immediately, he starts planning another escape.
How? Fucking how? There's no way. Bro, there's no fucking way this guy escapes a second time. This is over the top, chat. It's like, yeah, this is a cartoon. Oh my god. Press 1 if the only reason he didn't escape is because he got lost. The only reason he wasn't in Florida by now is because I got fucking lost. If it hadn't been for that rainstorm.
A guard brings Ted Bundy a warm meal to his cell and leaves.
Okay.
But Bundy doesn't touch it. Instead, he lifts himself up into a small hole in his ceiling. In the weeks prior, he used a hacksaw he got from another inmate on an already loose light fixture to cut open a hole. To fit in there, he had to lose weight, so he reduced his meal sizes by constantly complaining about the food as a cover. Bundy is prepared. He accumulated $700 from donations for his defense. In the weeks before his escape, he used the trapdoor regularly, searching for a way out, and he found one. The vent.
So he had already been using this. He didn't just like saw, and then boom. He already like did this a bunch of times.
Leads to a small apartment of a prison guard.
Oh no.
Bundy crawls through the tight shaft. When he reaches the apartment, he hears voices. The guard and his wife are eating dinner. Bundy just sits there, waiting for his opportunity. The woman says, "Let's go to a movie tonight." "Sure, why not?" the guard replies. A few minutes later, the door slams shut, and Bundy drops into the apartment's bedroom. He puts on a pair of blue jeans, a gray turtleneck, and blue tennis shoes. Then he walks out of the street through the front door. This time, it takes the guards 17 hours before they realize what just happened.
Okay, bro. 17, if you have I understand, chat, now 17 hours is not maybe that much, but like, if you have a 17 hours start, you should be gone. I forget, where is this taking? Is this Colorado, chat, where this is like taking place? But 17 hours, you like, bro, if you get any car, you're gone. Wherever, whatever, unless you're in like Texas, you're gone. You're in a different state, you're out of there. Fly to Mexico, I don't know if he could fly. Because, like, so, to fly, I mean, obviously it's different then, but, like, I don't think he could just buy an airline ticket and, you know, although, chat, do you guys think in the 70s, you could probably buy an airline ticket without your ID? I'm going to be honest, I think you probably could. If you were, like, one-way ticket to Mexico, you probably could, chat. Like, it's the fucking 70s. They're not going to be tripping over, you know, 9/11 didn't happen, chat, for 30 more years. So they're not going to be tripping. It's like, oh, well, you got $100 in cash. All right, cool. One trip to Mexico. Yeah, probably. You guys are right. Yeah, he probably could have just taken a first flight out to Mexico. Although, if you go to, like, whatever your local airport, chat, is, like, that's probably one of the first places they go. Like the cops go, or, hey, lock down the airport. So, like, you might need to go to another. If you're in Minnesota, you might want to drive to, you know, Wisconsin or to, you know, Michigan or something.
Bundy has long vanished.
Yeah, he should be gone. Like, he should honestly not get caught. He's in Florida! Okay, he must have started killing again. Oh my God. This is the wildest shit I've ever seen. He actually just fully escaped. Twice. And he only got caught the first time because he got tired and disoriented. He escaped the second. Yeah, this means the only reason this guy got caught, Chad, is because he went back to killing. He could have actually just left the country and gotten away with it. If you made it to Florida, Chad, you can easily get to Cuba. People do that by boat. I mean, he could have easily just left the country and just, what's it called? I don't admire his acts, but his intelligence is scary, Chad. Yeah, this is why I'm like, this is like some Death Note shit.
It is a quiet night on campus.
Cap, do you know about the Japanese man who escaped prison repeatedly? I'll link it after if you want. I do not. This is why, chat, there's like some beauty in like the old days. Because like none of this is possible anymore. You know, like, does anyone else find that like a little beautiful about the old days, chat, about like technology was just not advanced enough to where like this shit couldn't happen. You know what I mean? To where you could break out of prison twice and just not get caught. Like, you can never, yes, and I find that, BP, I find that fascinating. Like life before the internet. Life before, like, you just like, that's because you can never do that now. Like now it's just like, oh yeah, we have fingerprinting and we have all this technology. You will never get out of this. Like, that's wild. This is by the way, chat, this is way crazier than I ever thought. I thought that the crazy part of this story was that he just kept killing and didn't get caught. I didn't know that he got caught, broke out of prison twice. This is wild.
The parties have mostly ended, and the local nightclub is closed.
He's not smart. The cops, those cops, and what do you mean the cop? How is it the cops' fault? The cops literally caught him both times. Like, the cops caught him. What do you want them to do? Like, short of staying in his cell 24/7 with him, I don't really. I mean, you could argue handcuff him the entire time, but the problem is America is this country where it's like, well, until we literally convict you, you are innocent. So like that's the fault of the justice system, chat. Shoot, see, that's what I mean, Jib. If you were in fucking Russia, you could just shoot his legs. Yeah, if you were in Russia, chat, or China, one of these countries that like doesn't have a real justice system, they would do that. They'd be like, oh, you like to escape? Cool. We are literally going to break your fucking legs. Now escape. But in America, it's like, no, well, we have to be nice, and we know you're a fucking killer, but we still have a system that we have to follow. Like, in other countries, chat, they don't do that. They're like, oh yeah, we'll convict you, but we're gonna break your legs in the meantime. And if for some reason you didn't do it, we'll just say we're sorry, but we're gonna convict you anyways. He should kill innocent people we should kill innocent people. I'm just saying our system allows people to do this. That's all I'm saying.
Hour now. Nita Neary comes back from a date with her boyfriend.
Ooh.
When she tries to enter her sorority house, Chi Omega, she notices that the door is unlocked. She enters and finds that the lights are still on. A few seconds later, she hears a loud noise from upstairs, followed by footsteps. A man comes rushing down the stairs. He's holding some kind of club in his hand. He hastily opens the front door and runs outside.
Well, at least
Nita wakes up the others, and they soon realize a monster has been in their house. 4 young women have been assaulted. 2 of them will die.
Oh. Well, geez, chat, that got fucking dark. My thought was like, okay, well, I thought he was going to hit her and kill her. But my thought was like, hey, well, at least this lucky girl didn't get killed. And it's like, actually, he killed 4 people before you got there. Jeez. Press 1 if it sucks to be a white woman in the 70s, chat. Or an attractive white woman in the 70s. Fucking R.I.P. Like, seriously. R.I.P. to these girls.
In the following weeks, Ted Bundy tries abducting multiple women, but always fails. Until he finds 12-year-old Kimberly Leach.
Ow.
The girl is out in the rain.
Oh my god.
She's running across a basketball court to another classroom of school when Bundy signals the girl to come over.
He lost
she
his
does.
Riz.
David Lee, a patrol officer from Pensacola, sits in his car when an orange Volkswagen passes by with its lights turned off. Lee knows his area well and realizes this car is most likely not from here.
This motherfucker's still on Volkswagens? Chat, how is he a genius and also like a moron? Like, you still on this Volkswagen shit, bro? You haven't just switched cars? Like, I get the last one was brown, but like, come on, man. This Volkswagen shit gonna get you caught.
He follows the driver and checks the license plate. The car is stolen. Lee turns on his police lights, and the car starts to speed away.
Okay.
But David Lee has no intention of letting the man escape. A few minutes later, the Beetle finally stops. Bundy must have had a strange feeling of deja vu at this point.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
This time, Bundy will not just get out of the car with his hands up.
Oh.
He will not say he's a student who watched a movie and got lost on his way home.
Now, Twitch chat, what do you do? We're making every single person in Twitch chat a cop. He's not getting out. You are behind him. What do you do? What do you do, chat? I'm sure at some point I'll encounter this, by the way. What do you do? Gun? Kill him, Baldo. Kill the cop. Call for back. Yeah, to me, that's number 1. Call for backup. Call for backup. Cut out the what's it called? Gun out the car. Driver, let me see your hands. Shoot him in the dick. I mean, that requires you to like get up close and, you know, personal with him, and at that point he can probably just attack you. Shoot his he's not black, he's white. He's white. Free kill. Call for backup for sure. Well, half of you guys are just trolling. It's like, yeah, chat, what do? You know what I mean? Like, you got this guy. He's not getting out the car. You know? I think they're in Florida, right? So for those of you who speak Spanish, I would probably say, like, hey, over the intercom, you know, Policia. That's the full extent of my Spanish, chat. Policia. So maybe if I say Policia enough times, he'll just ja. Yeah, if I say Policia enough times, he'll get the message. Policia! Go! Okay, I don't want to be racist. That's funny, though. Anyways.
This time, Bundy decides to fight.
See?
He gets out of the car.
See? That's what I thought he was going to do the first time, chat. That's all of this is the easy part. All of this is the easy part. Pulling him over, getting him out the car. That's the easy part. The hard part is when they decide they want to fight you. And then you guys be like, why do so many people be getting shot by cops? Bottle. Yeah, because you want to fucking fight me. That's why. So I shot your ass. Like, what do you want?
The officer points a gun at him.
See?
When the officer tries to cuff Bundy, he hits him in the face, kicks him off his feet. The officer fires a warning shot, and Bundy runs.
Warning shot! Warning shot! Warning shot! I will blow your fucking head off, Bundy.
Lee, now running right behind Ted, fires another shot, and the man falls to the ground.
Okay, well, that's
but Bundy
good.
hasn't been shot. It's a trick to grab the officer's gun.
This guy's too fucking smart. Oh my god, this guy's too fucking smart. Dear Lord, never let me encounter a fucking Ted Bundy. Just give me dumb thugs who are stupid and don't know anything. This guy's too fucking smart, chat.
He fails. The officer hits Bundy with his...
By the way, this is why like you don't aim at the legs, chat. When I was in Discord arguing with Bear, this is why they don't teach you in the police academy to aim for legs. You just aim for the fucking chest, like the biggest part of someone. Because you aim at legs and miss, like, it's a problem.
Pistol and manages to arrest him. The hunt for America's most infamous killer has finally ended.
That's fucking crazy. Hi, Bear. Oh, wait, Bear is here. Hi, Bear. I just brought up Bear randomly. I didn't know Bear was actually here. Yeah, that's why we don't. That's why you don't aim at legs, chat. You know what I mean? Because you might miss, and then it's like, oh well, you fucked up. This could be you. Thank God, there's no more serial killers.
Bundy's trial began for the murders at the Chi Omega sorority house. Soon after, he went to court for 12-year-old Kimberly Leach. Bundy tried to defend himself.
You're a cop? Not yet, but soon.
Both cases pleaded not guilty. 1 month later, on July 23rd, Ted Bundy was sentenced to death.
Okay, so he was
a few days before his execution, Bundy confessed to a total of 36 murders. A few days before his execution, Bundy...
That's freaking crazy! 36! So, what are we? 9 across? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 across, 4 down. 36. Damn, chat. I mean, he had a type too. He only murdered. I mean, actually, it seems like he only murdered brunettes. Yeah. Well, I don't see a blondie on here, chat. So, damn. He definitely had no ginger. Let me see. Her hair doesn't look brown. Yeah, she could not be brown. And a lot of browns. Okay.
Confessed to a total of 36 murders. Newer DNA samples show that Bundy might have murdered over 100 people, starting his killings at the age of 14. What makes the trial of Ted Bundy stand out is not only his charming and likable demeanor, the ruthlessness of his murders, or even the fact that he managed to escape from prison twice. What makes Bundy's trial stand out was the trial itself. It was the first ever in U.S. history to be shown on national television.
3 murders, but is believed to be the killer of perhaps 40 women.
Just another death row inmate convicted of
Theodore Bundy.
Since he defended himself in court, he had many opportunities to show his charming personality to the public, and many people were fascinated by him, especially young women.
I guess
You're a little
he's your
scared when you look at him?
demographic.
Yes, it scares me to be in the same room with him, but I know there's other people in there.
I'm not afraid of him. He just doesn't look like the type to kill somebody.
Every time he turns around, I kind of get that feeling, no, he's gonna get me next.
But yet you're fascinated by him.
Very.
Why do you do it?
I don't know.
He's hot.
From all those women in the courtroom, there is one who stood out. She believed in Bundy's innocence almost to the very end. Carol Ann Boone, Bundy's girlfriend. He proposed to her during court. After his conviction, they even had a child together.
What?
Do you want to marry me? And I want to marry you.
Red zesty girl.
Bundy's trial became an unprecedented media sensation.
How did they have a? Were they allowed conjugal visits, chat? Like, how did they have a baby after he was convicted? Unless she was already pregnant during the trial. But like, trials take a long time. Prison sex. Okay, I'm like, how? How's that even possible for them to like bone?
People all
He has that much riz. Truth.
across the country could watch a killer fighting for his life, trying to evade his death again and again for years.
Yeah, you know what? I think BP was right, chat. I think this is OJ before OJ. Because this is like the same thing with the OJ trial. People around the country on one side. I mean, I'm not sure how many people were pro Bundy. It doesn't seem like a lot. But yeah, this is like OJ before OJ.
On the last...
He slipped your a cup under the table. Oh, he slipped her a cup. Okay, but that wouldn't get her pregnant.
Day before his execution, television crews from all over the country came to Florida State Prison. Thousands of people gathered. They had signs with them and fireworks.
At one point, the celebration got out of hand.
T-shirts were sold with a phrase you could hear people chanting: "Burn, Bundy, burn."
Okay.
On January 24th, 1989, after spending 10 years on death row, Bundy was executed via electric chair. The person who flew...
This doesn't make... So this has always been something that's like weird to me, chat. Why does death row last so long? Or why did it last so long? We convicted you. You confessed. What else is there? Like, come on now. 10 years? No death by... I'm not saying death by volcano, but it's just like, why is death row... why does it take us 10 years to kill somebody? You know? The electric chair, which... that seems a little crude, to be honest. I don't understand why they don't just use the needle or the gas chamber. The death chamber seems a little crude. You know what I mean? Like, it was overbooked. All right, well, come on. Let's get this shit more effect. Like, come on. Turn them and churn them. You know, throw them in, electrocute them, move them. Like, let's get this shit like a McDonald's line, you know? Gas is wild. Let me kill something with the chair. There's a line. Okay, why is it expensive to electrocute someone? I have always heard that, chat. It's expensive to... Why? Explain to me how it's expensive to kill someone. I'm not saying you can shoot them in the head, which... And literally every other country, they probably... Well, every civilized country, they just do. It's like, bam, shoot. But like, why? Why is it... It's that expensive to do this chair? How much does this chair take to operate, chat? $100 maybe? To turn the electricity on? Therapy for the killer. Sure. That's all. Press 1 if Ted Bundy never went to therapy. He never was given a chance. Wait a minute. We have to fucking hire someone to do that? Yo, I have always thought about that, chat. Like, okay, so I know we kill people, right? But who wants to be the actual person to facilitate the death? I have always thought, like, that person earns their money. Like, imagine being the guy to physically flip the switch. Bro, I got no problem, chat, with that person making it that. Because, like, that's what no, I wouldn't do it for free. I don't want to do it at all. Like, that person, like, I know you're killing bad people, but you still got to kill for your job. Like, I feel like that person is gonna have a fucked up, existence. So, like, yeah, we need to give that person I'm just saying, like, as your job, you kill people. And I'm not talking about, like, the Rad Z John Wick style. I'm talking about you're the person who turns the gas on in the chamber. Like, ugh. Yeah. I didn't know we used executioners. Back in the old days, obviously with the guillotines and stuff, but still.
Flip the switch.
Apparently the executioners only get $150 per kill. Bro, they need a fucking union. Okay.
Oh, Bundy was executed via electric chair. The person who flipped the switch was a woman.
Oh. Interesting. Slay Queen.
Slow down, my young friend. You think you can touch the sky?
This is wild. All those women, Chad. Yeah, this, oh my God. I gotta be honest, Chad. That's like, that might be the craziest shit I ever heard in my life. Like, I like knew of Ted Bundy, and most American serial killers, like the infamous one, kill women. So I was like, all right, he's probably a white guy who killed a bunch of women. But I didn't know it was like so extensive, and like, I didn't know he broke out of prison twice. And then the second time, like, got away with it and just went to a completely different side of the country. Wow. Whew. I feel like I need a cigarette, chat. All right, what did we learn, chat? Now we can watch MBT. I mean, good fucking luck following that up. Yeah, good luck following that up. Jib, are you going to the YCS? You never answered that. Are you going to the YCS? Are you also going to play Tempeh? I would not play that deck if I was going to go to... I mean, maybe I just don't know enough. Don't be white women in the... Hell yeah, don't be white women in the 70s, bro. Or just stay your ass inside, because they were just getting picked off like flies. How they caught Ted... How many views does this have? Oh, this is only 3 weeks old. I'm like, this video needs... When I saw 1.8, I'm like, this needs more views than that. This video needs like 10 million views, shit. That was absolutely phenomenal. And like, watching it as somebody who didn't know anything about Ted Bundy, like, oh, this guy's a serial killer, but he's handsome and women love him, and that's crazy. Am I going to YCS Anaheim? No. Because like, one, I'll be in Police Academy, and I don't know exactly how that's going to be. I assume it's going to be Monday through Friday, but like, I don't know, man. It's Louisiana. You know what I mean? At any given time, they might be like, hey, classes are canceled this week because we got a hurricane or because of flooding, or you know what I mean? Like, Louisiana is kind of weird. So, you know, and in addition to that, until I get out of the academy, chat, it's gonna be hard to go to Yu-Gi-Oh events out of state because, you know, usually you come in on Monday, but like, I gotta be at work on Monday. You know what I mean? And I can't just, you know, right now, chat, right now and for pretty much the last decade of my life, chat, I've had unlimited freedom where I can just work whenever I want. I can work wherever I want at any time because you can post YouTube videos from anywhere, but, you know, I won't have that luxury anymore. I'm 90%. I could beat Ted Bundy in a one-on-one. Well, okay, no, he doesn't see when you think about it, like, this is scary, right? In this situation, right? Checks. When you think about this, chat, this is scary. However, when you look at, where's he at, like, physically? Hold on.
Back at the police station, the man gets registered and photographed.
Let's see when they zoom in on him.
Well, he had the necessary...
Damn it. I just want to get to the point where they actually show, like, Ted.
Was none other than America's most infamous killer, Ted Bundy. And it will take a lot more to finally catch him.
He's not a wild beast to look at or to hear.
Her viciously, biting her.
He was thoughtful, charismatic.
And clubbing her to death.
He was quite
He's a scrawny. Yeah, chat, can you beat this guy in a fight? Like, I feel pretty confident I could go one-on-one with Ted. Yeah, like, he wasn't some... I don't know, he wasn't a fucking big, huge guy. He's just a scrawny white guy. You know what I mean? Like, Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying everyone in Twitch chat is like a fighter, but like this guy don't strike me as somebody who's in lifting weights every day. You know, like you could find 30 dudes at the gym anytime you go in there who could kick his ass. You know what I mean? Or who'd be way harder to fight than him. So like maybe that's why the cops felt pretty confident, like, hey, I'm not going to call for backup, or, you know, I need to get this guy in cuffs or whatever, or maybe why he didn't fight. But that dude, that second time, even just watching it was tense. It's like this time he decided to fight. And also, you know, they said that he lost weight, chat. So when he's doing these prison escapes, you know, like he's pretty thin and stuff like that. Can you put this on a new tab? Almost Jeff D tried to riz you up. Jeff D? Who is Jeff D? Ted Bundy Hall of Fame crash out. All right, let's watch